Hello students, welcome to time classes. This class is derivatives and application of derivatives, tangents and normal and maxima and minima. Handout code is QAHO 3571729. I hope everybody has the correct handout. For a function fx, the ratio of fa plus h minus fa divided by h is the rate of change of fx in the interval a to a plus h. Here h is tending to 0. We have taken a very small value. The limit of this ratio as h tends to 0 is called the derivative of fx. This is represented as f dash x, that is limit h tends to 0 f a plus h minus fa divided by h. This is f dash x. The derivative f dash x is also represented as d by dx of fx or simply d by dx bracket fx. If y is a function of x, then dy by dx is the derivative of y with respect to x. So we have taken limit when h tends to 0 f a plus h minus fa upon h as f dash x, that is derivative of fx. dy by dx is the rate of change of y with respect to x. If a function y can be represented as a general curve and a tangent is drawn at any point where the tangent makes an angle theta with the horizontal, then dy by dx is equal to tan theta. Derivative of a function at a given point is the slope of a curve at that point. That is tan of the angle, the tangent drawn to the curve at that point makes with the horizontal. So dy by dx gives the slope of the curve at that particular point, the slope of tangent, the angle which tangent makes in anti-clockwise direction with x-axis. So dy by dx is slope tan theta also. Some standard results: if fx and gx are two functions of x and k is a constant, so derivative of a constant is 0. Derivative of a function multiplied by a constant, we take constant out and simply do the derivative of the function. If we have two different functions with a plus or minus sign in between them, we simply differentiate both the functions and use the plus and minus sign as the case may be. That is, as shown in third point, dy by dx of fx plus minus gx is equal to d by dx of fx plus minus d by dx of gx. Product rule. If you want to differentiate two functions which are in product, then it says first function into differentiation of second function plus second function into differentiation of first function. So differentiation we are written by f dash x or g dash x. So for product rule, it's f dash x differentiation of one function multiplied by other function plus differentiation of other function multiplied by the first function. This rule is called product rule. Quotient rule. If you want to differentiate fx upon gx, if x is numerator, gx is a function in denominator, then quotient rule says denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator, that is f dash x, minus numerator into differentiation of denominator, that is g dash x, upon denominator whole square. This is quotient rule. That is gx into f dash x minus fx into g dash x upon gx whole square. Chain rule also we have. if y is a function of u and u is a function of x, y is fu and u is gx, be two functions, then dy by dx is equal to dy by du multiplied by du by dx. We say this as chain rule. Now derivatives of some important functions. dy by dx of x की power n is n x to the power n minus 1. dy by dx of 1 upon x to the power n, x to the power n goes to the numerator, it becomes x to the power minus n. Then its differentiation is minus n x की power minus n minus 1, that is minus n upon x to the power n plus 1. Differentiation of root x is 1 upon 2 root x provided x is not equal to 0. d by dx of a x to the power n plus b is a is a constant. So we do a into differentiation of x to the power n, which is n x to the power n minus 1 plus 0 because b is a constant. d by dx of ax plus b to the whole power n is equal to n into ax plus b की power n minus 1 into differentiation of this term which we have taken as x, that is ax plus b. Differentiation of ax plus b is a. So we can say d by dx of ax plus b to the whole power n is nothing but n a ax plus b की power n minus 1. Differentiation of e to the power x is e to the power x. So differentiation of e to the power ax is e to the power ax multiplied by differentiation of ax, which is a. So differentiation of e to the power ax is nothing but a multiplied by e to the power ax. Differentiation of log x is 1 by x provided x should not be equal to 0. Differentiation of log x is 1 by x. Differentiation of a to the power x is a to the power x into log a, where a should be greater than 0. So differentiation of a to the power x is a to the power x into log a. Now d by dx of sin x, differentiation of trigonometric functions, sin x is cos x. So differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. Differentiation of sin x is cos x. Differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. Differentiation of tan x is sec square x. So differentiation of cot x is minus cosec square x. Differentiation of sec x is sec x multiplied by tan x. And differentiation of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x. Basic formulas we have. We'll be using these formulas. So differentiation of sec x is sec x into tan x. And differentiation of cosec x is minus cosec x cot x. Let's move to question 1 of the handout. It says differentiate 7x square minus 8x plus 5 whole square. So we have to differentiate 7x square minus 8x plus 5 whole square. We assume value inside the bracket as complete x and we use the formula differentiation of x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1. So this comes out to be 2 multiplied by 7x square minus 8x plus 5 to the power 1 multiplied by differentiation of what you assume as x, that is 7x square minus 8x plus 5 differentiation is 14x minus 8. You'd use the formula differentiation of x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1. So whatever value given in the bracket we take it as x. So d by dx of 7x square minus 8x plus 5 whole square is 2 bracket 7x square minus 8x plus 5 to the power 2 minus 1, that is 1 into differentiation of 7x square minus 8x plus 5. Now differentiation of 7x square is 14x minus 8x is minus 8 plus 5 differentiation is 0. Now we can take 2 common from the second bracket. So it's become 4 multiplied by 7x square minus 8x plus 5 bracket 7x minus 4. Now our choices are also given in the same format. So we say our choice matches with choice, its choice D. 4 7x square minus 8x plus 5 bracket 7x minus 4. So that answer comes out to be choice D. We use very basic result. Differentiation of x to the power n is nothing but n x to the power n minus 1. Now take an example. What is the differentiation of log? Then bracket we had 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1. We know differentiation of log x is 1 by x. So we take this bracket as complete x. So we say d by dx of log 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1 is 1 upon x. But whatever you assume at x, you have to differentiate that thing again. So we are taking this bracket as 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1 as x. So its differentiation is 1 upon 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1 multiplied by differentiation of 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1. Now, to find the differentiation of 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1, we have to apply the quotient rule. And the thing which is written outside, 1 upon 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1 comes to the numerator and upon 3x plus 4. And when we apply quotient rule into the bracket, it says denominator into differentiation of numerator. Denominator is 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 into differentiation of 3x plus 4 minus numerator, that is 3x plus 4 into differentiation of denominator, that is 2x minus 1 upon denominator whole square. So 2x minus 1 into differentiation of 3x plus 4 is 3 minus 3x plus 4 into differentiation of 2x minus 1 is 2. So we get the result as 2x minus 1 upon 3x plus 4 is outside. In the bracket we got 3 into 2x minus 1 minus 2 into 3x plus 4. If we carefully observe, coefficient of x, 3 into 2x is 6x, minus 2 into 3x is again minus 6x. This will cancel out. Minus 3 and minus 8 becomes minus 11. So when we solve the expression, we get the value as minus 11 in the numerator and 1 2x minus 1 in the numerator, and the 2x minus 1 to whole square in the denominator. 1 2x minus 1 will cancel out. So this gives us minus 11 upon 3x plus 4 bracket 2x minus 1. So this is differentiation of log 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1. So answer is minus 11 upon 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1. We differentiation of log x is 1 by x. So whatever written in log is 1 upon that particular bracket into differentiation of this bracket, because we treat this as x. And for differentiation of 3x plus 4 upon 2x minus 1, we had used the quotient rule. Moving to question 2. It says differentiation of log cos 2x degree. First we have to convert x degree into x radian. It should be in radians. So we say 2x degree is 2 into pi x by 180 degree. 180 radians. Pi we multiply by pi by 180. So this becomes pi x by 190. So it comes in radians. So 2x degree instead of x degree we write multiplied by pi by 180 into x, it becomes radians, and 2 was already there, so it becomes pi x by 90. So our question changes to d by dx of log cos pi x by 90. Log x differentiation is 1 upon x. Cos x differentiation is minus sin x. So when we differentiate, we say 1 upon cos pi x by 90. But this is not x, this is cos pi x by 90. So we multiply by differentiation of cos pi x by 90, which is minus sin pi x by 90. Cos x differentiation is minus sin x. But pi x by 90 is not x. It again we have to multiply by differentiation of pi x by 90, which is pi by 90. So it's 1 upon cos pi x by 90 multiplied by differentiation of cos pi x by 90, which is minus sin pi x by 90. which is multiplied by differentiation of pi x by 90, which is pi by 90. So if we solve this expression, sin theta upon cos theta become tan theta. So minus 10 pi x by 90 multiplied by pi by 90. Minus sign is also there. 10 pi x by 90 into pi by 90. So we can say, if we look at the choices, our choice comes out to be choice A. We convert the angle into radians, from degrees to radians, and then apply the differentiation formula. Now implicit function. If the relation between x and y be given in the form of f function of xy is equal to c, where c is a constant, then total differential coefficient with respect to x is 0, because right hand side is constant, its differentiation is 0. Whenever a function of x and y is given, so we apply differentiation. So how do we apply? Let's take an example. Question 3rd. It says if cos x is equal to y cos p plus x, then dy by dx we need to find. One of the option is giving us sec square p plus x degree 2. So we write dy by cos x is equal to y cos p plus x. So cos x upon cos p plus x is equal to y. We separate the terms containing x and y if possible. Now we find the dy by dx, and when we have to find the dy by dx, in left hand side we have to apply the quotient rule. Differentiating with respect to x. So quotient rule says denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator minus numerator multiplied by differentiation of denominator upon denominator square. So denominator is cos p plus x. So this gives cos p plus x into differentiation of cos x, which is minus sin x, minus numerator, which is cos x, differentiation of denominator, which is minus sin p plus x. Cos x differentiation is minus sin x, upon denominator whole square. Cos p plus x into minus sin x becomes minus cos p plus x into sin x, and minus cos x into minus sin px becomes sin p plus x into cos x with plus sign. If we apply sin a plus b formula, sin p plus x into cos x minus cos p plus x into sin x, this gives me sin a minus b, that is sin p plus x minus x. So numerator reduces to sin p. Sin p plus x minus x becomes sin p, and denominator we have cos square p plus x. And if we take cos square p plus in the numerator, it becomes sec square p plus x. So dy by dx becomes sin p multiplied by sec square p plus x, and sec square p plus x is nothing given in option A. So we simply segregate the terms containing x and y, then apply differentiation, and we use quotient rule in the left hand side. Quotient rule says denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator minus numerator multiplied by differentiation of denominator upon denominator square. And then we apply sin a minus b formula. Sin a minus b gives us sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Here a is p plus x and b is x. So sin p plus x into cos x minus cos p plus x into sin x becomes sin p plus x minus x. X and minus x cancel out. So we got sin p in the numerator, and denominator contains cos square p plus x. So dy by dx comes out to be sin p into sec square p plus x, which is option A. Yes. Now moving to question 5 of the handout. It says x to the power y is equal to y to the power x. Now remember, whenever expression is given in the form function to the power function, logarithm is to be taken first. We will take log. So x to the power y is equal to y to the power x, function to the power function. So first of all, we take log on both sides. Log x to the power y is equal to log y to the power x. And log x to the power n is n log x. We will use this result. So can we say y log x is equal to x log y? y log x is equal to x log y. Now we differentiate both sides of this equation with respect to x. Now please be careful, we have to apply product rule on both the sides because y multiplied by log x and x multiplied by log y. What does the product rule says? First function into differentiation of second plus second function into differentiation of first. So we get y into differentiation of log x is 1 by x plus log x into differentiation of y is dy by dx on left hand side. On right hand side we have log y into differentiation of x, which is 1, plus x into differentiation of log y. Log y differentiation is 1 upon y into dy by dx. Log x differentiation is 1 upon x. Similarly, log y differentiation is 1 upon y. But since this is y, not x, so we have to again multiply with differentiation of y, that is dy by dx. Now we have to separate the terms containing dy by dx to the left hand side and rest to the right hand side, just to simplify the expression. So we can say we take dy by dx on one side, dy by dx x upon y was already on the right hand side. Then dy by dx log x moves from left side to right side, sign changes. On left hand side y upon x was already there, and from right hand side log y, when we shift it to the left hand side, its sign changes. It becomes minus log y. So we can take dy by dx as common, and left hand side becomes y minus x log y upon x, and right hand side becomes dy by dx into x minus y log x upon y. Now just simplifying this expression further, on cross multiplication we get dy by dx is equal to y minus x log y multiplied by y upon x into x minus y log x. Just arranging the terms, we get this equal to y bracket y minus x log y upon x bracket x minus y log x. And if we look at the choices, some choice has to be matched, which is choice B. Please remember, whenever we are getting function to the power function, we have to take log first. So log x to the power y is equal to log y to the power x. So it becomes y log x equal to x log y. Just using identity of log x to the power n is equal to n log x. And then differentiate both sides with respect to x and applying the product rule. Product rule says first function into differentiation of second plus second function into differentiation of first. And then simplifying the expression, we get our choice as choice B. I hope this is correct. Yes. We use log, we use product rule also, and then we simplify and get our answer. Question 7. Now, whenever a function is given of this type, y is equal to under root of sine x plus under root of sine x plus under root of sine x till infinite. We are going up to infinite. So if y is equal to under root sine x plus under root sine x plus under root sine x up to infinite, can we safely say that this expression is nothing but y is equal to under root sine x plus y? Because if from infinite times I hide 1 under root sine x, it will not change the function. It will remain as it will remain y. Now, if I square both sides, left hand side is y square and right hand side is sine x plus y. Left hand side is y square, right side is sine x plus y. Now, we can differentiate this expression. Because we simplify, we have to differentiate this expression. So when we differentiate, y square differentiation is 2y. We are using x to the power n differentiation is n x to the power n minus 1. We assume y as x. We are differentiating with respect to x. So it is 2y to the power 2 minus 1. But since this is y, not x, so we multiply by its differentiation, that is dy by dx. On right hand side, differentiation of sin x with respect to x is cos x, plus differentiation of y with respect to x is dy by dx. So we get 2y dy by dx is equal to cos x plus dy by dx. We will take this dy by dx to the left hand side and simplify the expression. So it comes out to be dy by dx bracket 2y minus 1 is equal to cos x. Dy by dx bracket 2y minus 1 is equal to cos x. So with cross multiplication, we take 2y minus 1 to the right hand side, it goes into the denominator. So dy by dx becomes cos x upon 2y minus 1. Cos x upon 2y minus 1. So 2y minus 1 is in the denominator only in one option, all other have 1 minus 2y. So just to match with one of the options, we take minus sign common. So it comes out to be minus cos x upon 1 minus 2x. This is differentiation of the given expression y which was given in the question. So it's minus cos x upon 1 minus 2y. So if you look at the choices, it matches with choice C. So our answer comes out to be choice C. So whenever a function comes where values are iterating up to infinite, so you hide one value and replace the remaining value with y, then equation simplifies, square it, get rid of the root, and then simply differentiate. Y square differentiation is 2y dy by dx is equal to cos x plus dy by dx, and then differentiate and take dy by dx on one side, remaining terms on the other side, and simplify. I hope this is clear. Now moving to question 11 of the handout. It says y is equal to cos x to the power cos x to the cos x up to infinite. It's again going up to infinite. So we will hide one value and remove the remaining value with the original value assumed as y. So we assume y is equal to cos x to the power cos x to the cos power up to infinite. If we hide one cos x in the first cos x and other terms are also y, we can say this becomes y is equal to cos x to the whole power y. We hide just one cos x and the remaining is also called as y, because if from infinite values we hide one cos x, it will not make a difference. The value still remains infinite. Now, before starting, just observe that on right hand side we have function to the power function. So we have to take log first. Whenever we got function to the power function, we take log first. So can we say log y is equal to log of cos x to the whole power y? Now on right hand side, log a to x to the power n is n log x. We apply the result and we can say log y is equal to y log cos x. Now we have to differentiate this equation. Left hand side is log y, right hand side is y log cos x. So on differentiating with respect to x, we get left hand side 1 upon y dy by dx. Log y differentiation is 1 upon y, but this is y, not x. So multiplied by differentiation of y with respect to x is dy by dx. On right hand side, we have to apply the product rule. It's a product of two functions. So y into log cos x. So we say log cos x into differentiation of y, which is dy by dx, plus y into differentiation of log cos x. Log cos x differentiation is 1 upon cos x. Log x differentiation is 1 upon x. So log cos x differentiation is 1 upon cos x into differentiation of cos x, which is minus sin x. Now log cos x is 1 upon cos x multiplied by minus sin x. Now we will be taking terms containing dy by dx on one side and remaining terms on the other side. We are simplifying this expression. So we can say we take dy by dx, term containing dy by dx on one side. What we have done, we simply said y is equal to cos x to the power y. We take logarithm on both sides. So left hand side becomes log y and right hand side becomes log of cos x to the power y, which is y log cos x. So 1 upon y dy by dx is equal to differentiation of y, which is dy by dx, into log cos x plus y into differentiation of log cos x, which is 1 upon cos x multiplied by minus sin x, because differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. Now 1 upon y dy by dx minus dy by dx log cos x. From right hand side we take it to the left hand side, so minus sign appears, is equal to minus y sin x upon cos x. Now sin x upon cos x is tan x. So we take dy by dx common, so it becomes 1 upon y minus y log cos x is equal to minus y sin x upon cos x. So this becomes y square, because 1 upon y minus log cos x is 1 minus y log cos x upon y. So y from the denominator goes to the right hand side in the numerator, it becomes minus y square. Sin x upon cos x is 10x, y is written there, upon 1 minus y log cos x, which is minus y square 10x. Minus y square 10x upon y log cos x minus 1. So this y into y is already y square. So we got minus y square 10x upon 1 minus y log cos x, which is y square 10x upon, it comes out to be y log cos x minus 1. If we look at the choices, we get our choice as choice B. Yes. So dy by dx is y square 10x, minus sign we adjust in the denominator, it becomes y log cos x minus 1. Now total differential coefficient. If u be a continuous function of x and y, and if x and y receive small increments delta x and delta y, you will receive in turn a small increment delta u. This delta u is called total increment in u. If we give small increment delta x and delta y in x and y, then you will also receive a small increment, that is delta u. So this delta u is given as called total increment in u. So delta u is f bracket x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus f xy. Differential form, if u is a function of xyz, then du upon dt is nothing but du by dA, del u by del x upon del x by del t, plus del u by del y into del y by del t, and so on. So how do we apply this? We differentiate. Let's see this through examples. Total differential, whenever x and y got a small increment delta x delta y, so you will also got a small increment that called delta u. It's called total increment. Now we come to question 6. It says x is equal to pt plus sin t and y is equal to qt plus cos t. X is also expressed in another variable t. Y is also expressed in another variable t. And it says find the value of dy by dx. We have to find dy by dx, but x is given in terms of t and y is also given in terms of t. So can we say x is equal to pt plus sin t? Now differentiating dx with respect to t, its pt differentiation is p plus sin t differentiation with respect to t is cos t. So we get the value of dx by dt as p plus cos t. Y is equal to qt plus cos t. So we differentiate this also with respect to t. So dy by dt is equal to q plus cos t differentiation with respect to t is minus sin t. So we had the value of dx by dt. We had the value of dy by dt. But the question is asking the value of dy by dx. And all the three options are given in terms of t. X is given, we found dx by dt. Y is given, we found dy by dt. Y is qt plus cos t. So dy by dt is nothing but q minus sin t. Differentiation of cos t with respect to t is minus sin t. Now, can we say dy upon dx, which we are supposed to found, is nothing but dy upon dt whole upon dx upon dt. dy by dx is dy by dt upon dx upon dt. We know the value of dy by dt. We know the value of dx by dt. We just substitute the required values. So dy by dt is q minus sin t. We put in the numerator. And dx by dt is p plus cos t. We put in the denominator. But our option says options are expressed in different form. Now we have to manage this by doing some operation on this value so that we can manage our options. So we divide with cos t, numerator and denominator. So it becomes 1 upon cos t is sec t. So it becomes q sec t minus 10t upon p sec t plus 1. We divide by cos t. Dividing with cos t we get q sec t minus 10t upon p sec t plus 1. We divide numerator as well as denominator with cos t. And if we carefully look at the choices, we get one of the choice as choice A. Choice A is the answer we got. Yes. So x was given in function of t, y was given in function of t. So we find dx by dt and we also find dy by dt. But we are supposed to find dy by dx in terms of t. So we simply say dy by dx is nothing but dy by dt upon dx by dt. We substitute the value of dy by dt and dx by dt. And just to match with the choices, we divide the numerator and denominator with cos t, because all the three options were asking terms containing tan t and sec t. So we got our answer as q sec t minus 10t upon p sec t plus 1, which is given as choice A as the answer. Now question 10 of the handout. It says y is equal to log sin x to the base x cube. Log of sin x to the base x cube, and we have to differentiate, find dy by dx at a point where x is equal to e. Y is equal to log sin x to the base x cube. We have to find dy by dx at x equal to e. First of all, we simplify this expression. Log a to the base b can be written as log a to the base c upon log b to the base c. That's base change formula we'll be applying first. So log sin x cube is log sin x upon log x cube. We apply the base change formula. And log x cube can be written as 3 log x. Log x to the power n is n log x. And we can apply 3 log x, or we can directly differentiate it also by using a quotient rule. What does quotient rule says? Denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator minus numerator multiplied by differentiation of denominator upon denominator whole square. So either we simplify this expression or directly apply the quotient rule. Let's apply the quotient rule. Denominator is log x cube and differentiation of log sin x is 1 upon sin x into differentiation of sin x is cos x. So cos x upon sin x becomes cot x. So log sin x differentiation is cot x minus numerator, which is log sin x, into differentiation of denominator. Now log x cube differentiation is 1 upon x cube multiplied by differentiation of x cube, which is 3x square, upon denominator, which is log x cube whole square. So we apply the quotient rule. Denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator, log sin x differentiation is cot x, minus numerator, which is log sin x, into differentiation of denominator. Log x cube differentiation is 1 upon x cube multiplied by 3x square upon denominator whole square. Now we have to simplify this expression. So can we say log x cube into cot x minus 3x square upon x cube is 3 upon x into log sin x upon log x cube whole square. Now we have to find the value at x equal to e also. So what we can do right now, we have to find the value of differentiation at x equal to e. So we have to substitute in place of x e. Now one thing is for sure, log e to the base e is 1. So whenever you put log e to the base e is 1, so log x cube is actually 3 log x. So we put just x equal to e. What we get from the expressions, if we carefully observe, it comes out to be cot e in the numerator. 3 log x cube is log e cube. So 3 log e, 3 comes out common. And the denominator is 3 log e, 3 square, 1 3 cancel out. So we get 1 3 left in the denominator. So it's cot e minus log sine e upon e. It's 3 by x. So x is equal to e. If we simplify it further, it comes out to be e cot e minus log sine e upon 3e. E cot e minus log sine e upon 3e. We just put x equal to e and log e to the base e is 1. And we solve this expression, and if you look at the choices, we get our choice as option B. Answer as B option. So we differentiate, we first simplify using base change, log base change formula, we change it to base e. Then we apply quotient rule, denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator minus numerator multiplied by differentiation of denominator upon denominator whole square. And then simply substitute x equal to e in the expression, keeping in mind any number, log of any number to the same base is 1. That is, log e to the base e is always 1. And then on simplifying, we get the expression as e cot e minus log sine e upon 3e, which is given as option B as the answer. Yes. Now, derivatives of some important functions. We are on derivatives of some important functions. It says differentiation of sine inverse x is 1 upon root 1 minus x square. You'll be using these results, just reading it out. Differentiation of cosec inverse x is minus 1 upon mod of x multiplied by under root x square minus 1. Differentiation of cos inverse x is minus 1 upon root 1 minus x square. Differentiation of sec inverse x is 1 upon mod x multiplied by root x square minus 1. Differentiation of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. And differentiation of cot inverse x is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So we'll be using this result when we'll solving the differentiation. Differentiation of sine inverse x is 1 upon root 1 minus x square. Differentiation of cosec inverse x is minus 1 upon mod x under root x square minus 1. Differentiation of cos inverse x is minus 1 upon root 1 minus x square. Differentiation of sec inverse x is 1 upon mod x multiplied by root x square minus 1 in the denominator. Differentiation of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square, and differentiation of cot inverse x is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. Let's, using this inverse function differentiation, let's solve question number 4 of the handout. It says y is equal to cosec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 4x plus sec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 1 minus 4x square. So y is cosec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 4x plus sec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 1 minus 4x square. You have to find dy by dx. Cosec inverse x is equal to sine inverse 1 by x. Sec inverse x is equal to cos inverse 1 by x. So by using this property, we just do the reciprocal of inside the value in cosec inverse x. We say cosec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 4x can be written as sine inverse 4x upon 1 plus 4x square. And sec inverse 1 plus 4x square upon 1 minus 4x square can be written as cos inverse 1 minus 4x square upon 1 plus 4x square. Now, we can slightly simplify this expression. Sine inverse 4x is 2 into 2x upon 1 plus 4x square is 2x whole square plus cos inverse 1 minus 2x whole square, which is 4x square, upon 1 plus 2x whole square. And what we do now, we just put 2x equal to tan theta, because we know a result sine 2 theta is 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta, and cos 2 theta is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So we just put 2x is equal to tan theta. So this gives me sine inverse sine of 2 theta plus cos inverse cos of 2 theta. It's again 2 theta. So what we get? We get 2 theta plus 2 theta. This is cos inverse cos of 2 theta it should be. So 2 theta plus 2 theta, and 2x equal to tan theta. So theta is equal to tan inverse 2x. So this gives me 2 tan inverse 2x plus 2 tan inverse 2x. So 2 tan inverse 2x plus 2 tan inverse 2x. Please remember, we use a formula. Sine 2 theta is 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. And cos 2 theta is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. And 2 theta plus 2 theta is 2 tan inverse 2x plus 2 tan inverse 2x. So this comes out to be 4 tan inverse 2x. That means this entire value of the y just comes to equal to 4 tan inverse 2x. We have to find dy by dx of that expression, which simplified to 4 tan inverse 2x. So these steps we have written just to simplify the y before starting for dy by dx. So we can say dy by dx is equal to 4 upon tan inverse x differentiation is 1 upon 1 plus x square. So it is 1 upon 1 plus 2x whole square, and differentiation of 2x we have to multiply by differentiation of 2x, which is 2. So 4 upon 1 plus 2x whole square multiplied by differentiation of 2x, which is 2. So this comes out to be 8 upon 1 plus 4x square. This is 8 upon 1 plus 4x square. And if we look at the choices, we get our choice as choice D as the answer. Yes. So first we simplify y and then differentiate. So we use the formula of sine 2 theta as well as cos 2 theta. Now let's try another question. We have to differentiate y is equal to tan inverse under root 1 plus x square minus 1 upon x. Y is given as this. We have to find the dy by dx. So first we try to simplify the value of x, this expression. Put x equal to tan theta. So 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta, and from square root of sec square theta gives us sec theta. So we put x equal to tan theta in the expression, we get y is equal to tan inverse sec theta minus 1 upon tan theta. Now sec theta is 1 upon cos theta and tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. So we simplify this expression, y is equal to tan inverse 1 minus cos theta upon sin theta. Because sec theta is 1 upon cos theta, minus 1 is 1 minus cos theta upon cos theta, and tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta, so cos theta cancels out. So we get y is equal to tan inverse 1 minus cos theta upon sin theta. Now 1 minus cos theta can be written as 2 sin square theta by 2, and sin theta is broken into 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. We use a formula sin 2a is 2 sin a cos a, and 1 minus cos a is 2 sin square a by 2. So we use trigonometric basic formulas. Now 2 cancel out and 1 sin theta by 2 also cancel out. So we have sin theta by 2 in the numerator and cos theta by 2 in the denominator. Sin theta by 2 upon cos theta by 2 becomes tan theta by 2 inside the bracket. So y comes out to be tan inverse tan theta by 2. Now tan inverse into tan theta by 2 gives us only theta by 2. That is y is equal to theta by 2. And we had put x equal to tan theta. So we can say theta is equal to tan inverse x. Theta is equal to tan inverse x. So we just solve the expression, simplify the bracket. We get tan inverse tan theta by 2. We use two identities. 1 minus cos theta is 2 sine square theta by 2. And sine 2a is 2 sine a cos a. So we break sine theta as 2 sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2. So 2 cancel out, sine theta by 2 cancel out. It remains tan inverse tan theta by 2, which gives me y is equal to theta by 2. If we carefully observe, y comes out to be theta is tan inverse x. So y is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse x. Now we have to differentiate this expression. Y is equal to theta by 2. So y is equal to tan inverse x. So can we say dy by dx is 1 by 2 is a constant which remains as it is. Tan inverse x differentiation is 1 upon 1 plus x square. So dy by dx is 1 upon 2 bracket 1 upon 2 into 1 plus x square. And if we take 1 plus x square to the numerator just to match with one of our options, so we get 1 by 2 1 plus x square to the whole power minus 1, which is given as choice D as the answer. 1 by 2 1 plus x square. Yes. So we again simplify the expression and then use basic formulas and then differentiate. We can differentiate it right in the very first step also, but it becomes lengthier. So just to simplify that lengthier calculations, we simplify it and then come to our option. Option is choice D as our answer. Now let's try question number 9 of the handout. It says the derivative of sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square. Now this 2x upon 1 plus x square makes us remember a form. Sine 2 theta is 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So somehow x has to be assumed as tan theta. Now we have to differentiation of first with respect to cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square. Now 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square, cos 2 theta is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So somewhere we have to take the values. We have to differentiate sine inverse with respect to cos inverse x. So it's safer if we assume x as tan theta. Both the terms will simplify. So we assume x as tan theta. So first becomes sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square, which is sine inverse 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. Now 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. So sine inverse is outside, multiplied by sine 2 theta. Sine inverse sine will give us only 2 theta. Sine inverse sine 2 theta give us only 2 theta, and theta is tan inverse x. So first term simplifies to 2 tan inverse x. We use the formula sine 2 theta as 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. Now cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square, we put x equal to tan theta. So this is cos inverse 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta is nothing but cos inverse cos 2 theta, which is again simplifies to 2 theta. We use a formula for cos 2 theta, it gives us 2 theta, and theta is nothing but theta is tan inverse x. So this term also simplifies to 2 tan inverse x. So we have to find the differentiation of sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square is as good as differentiation of 2 tan inverse x. With respect to cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square is as good as with respect to 2 tan inverse x, because both the term simplifies to a common term which is 2 tan inverse x. Now, differentiation of sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square with respect to differentiation of cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square. This was the question. Now, both the terms simplify to 2 tan inverse x. So, logically, we have to find differentiation of 2 tan inverse x with respect to differentiation of 2 tan inverse x. And both these values, 2 tan inverse x differentiation is 2 into 1 upon 1 plus x square. Differentiation of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square upon 2 into 1 upon 1 plus x square. This 1 upon 1 plus x square cancel out, 2 and 2 cancel out. So we get a number which is 1. So if you look at the choices, 3 choices are given in terms of x, only one choice is a constant value, that is 1, and our answer comes out to be choice A. Since both the terms simplify to 2 tan inverse x, so we are finding differentiation of 2 tan inverse x with respect to differentiation of 2 tan inverse x. 2 into 1 upon 1 plus x square, differentiation of tan inverse x. Denominator also 2 into 1 upon 1 plus x square. Entire numerator and denominators are identical, so they cancel out. We get the value as 1. So by simplifying, the question becomes very easier to get the answer. So answer is 1. I hope this is clear. We have done 3 questions on inverse function also. Now let's take an example. It says x is equal to e की power t cos t and y is equal to e की power t sin t. We have to find the second derivative at t is equal to 0. We will find first derivative as well as second derivative, but at the point where t is equal to 0. So given x is equal to e की power t cos t and y is equal to e की power t sin t. So dx upon dt is e की power t cos t plus e की power t bracket minus sin t. We differentiate x with respect to t. It's a product rule. First function, differentiation cos t into differentiation of e की power t with respect to t is e की power t plus e की power t into differentiation of cos t, which is minus sin t. So this is e की power t can taken out common. This becomes cos t minus sin t. This is dx by dt. Similarly, dy by dt, we also apply product rule. E की power t differentiation is e की power t into sin t plus e की power t differentiation of sin t is cos t. So we are applying product rule. We are finding dx by dt. We are finding dy by dt. And then we take e की power t as common. So since we take e की power t as common, it gives us dx by dt as e की power t into cos t minus sin t. And dy by dt as e की power t into sin t plus cos t. Now can we say dy by dx is nothing but dy by dt into dt by dx. So we have to put reverse of dx by dt. So dy by dx is equal to dy by dt, which is e की power t into sin t plus cos t upon dx by dt. That means this can also be written as dy by dx is equal to dy by dt in the numerator upon dx by dt in the denominator. So e की power t into cos t minus sin t in the denominator. E की power t we cancels out. So we get the value of dy by dx in terms of t. dy by dx in terms of t. E की power t sin t plus cos t in the numerator. E की power t cos t minus sin t in the denominator. E की power t cancels out. So we get the value of dy by dx as shown. Now let's apply the value of second derivative. Now second derivative, we have to not only apply quotient rule but also multiply later on with dt by dx, because we are treating with this is differentiation with respect to x. So we treat t as x, then later on multiplied by differentiation of t with respect to x. Now what does the quotient rule says? Denominator multiplied by differentiation of numerator minus numerator multiplied by differentiation of denominator upon denominator whole square. Denominator is cos t minus sin t and differentiation of numerator, that is sin t plus cos t, differentiation is cos t minus sin t minus numerator sin t plus cos t into differentiation of denominator, which is cos t minus sin t. Cos t differentiation is minus sin t. and minus sin t differentiation is cos t. Now just observe, minus sin t minus cos t, if you take minus sign common, the second part becomes positive. It becomes sin t plus cos t ka whole square, and first part is cos t minus sin t ka whole square. So d2y by dx square, we have to put its cos t minus sin t whole square plus cos t plus sin t whole square upon cos t minus sin t whole square multiplied by dt by dx, which is reverse of dx by dt. So you substitute the value. Now one form is you simplify this expression. Other form is you have to simply evaluate second differentiation at t is equal to 0. So put t equal to 0. Cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. Cos 0 is 1, so first cos t minus sin t whole square becomes 1. And plus cos t plus sin t will also become 1. So this expression reduces to numerator, we have 1 plus 1. Denominator, cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, it's 1. E की power 0 is also 1. And cos 0 minus sin 0 is again 1. So in the numerator we have 1 plus 1. In the denominator we have 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1. Which simply reduces to a value called 2. This reduces to a value called 2. So we get our answer. X is equal to e की power t cos t, y is equal to e की power t sin t. First we calculate dy by dx and then again differentiate d2y by dx square upon dx square. Just differentiate dy by dx and multiplied by dt by dx. We use quotient rule also in this and then substitute t equal to 0 toward the last step to simplify the value, which comes out equal to 2. Yes. Let's complete this example also. Y is equal to under root of x plus under root of x. You know, we can replace the remaining term by simple variable y. Can we say this is y is equal to under root of x plus y? You just hide one term and substitute remaining by y. Squaring it, we get y square is equal to x plus y. Now we differentiate this with respect to this is y square minus y is equal to x. You just square both the side, square root goes out, y square minus y is equal to x. Now differentiation of y square is 2y dy by dx minus differentiation of y dy by dx is equal to 1. We take dy by dx as common, 2y minus 1 is equal to 1. So value of dy by dx comes out to be 1 upon 2y minus 1. Simple value, 1 upon 2y minus 1. I hope this is clear. Just square and then simplify the equation and differentiate it. So y square minus y is equal to x, 2y dy by dx minus of dy by dx equal to 1. We take dy by dx as common, 2y minus 1 comes out equal to 1. So dy by dx is 1 upon 2y minus 1. Thank you. Thanks.